Welcome back to the Barley Lads. If you've been enjoying our content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Today, we're drinking Paddy's Irish Whiskey. This is Paddy's Irish Whiskey, blended Irish whiskey out of the new Midleton Distillery, Midleton, County Cork, Ireland. 40% or 80 proof. Non-age statement, but a minimum of 3 years. Price-wise, you should be able to find this for around $20. For the mash bill, this is a triple blend of single pot still, single malt, and single grain. So this is Paddy's Irish Whiskey. On the label, it says that it was established in 1779. And I will say that part of its history does date back to that, but this is out of the Irish Distillers company, which also produces Jameson and Powers and those different labels. It is now currently owned by the Sazerac company as of 2016, but IDL still produces the whiskey that goes into this bottle, and then they bottle it for Sazerac brand, I believe. So dating back to 1779 is some of the older distilleries in Cork, but those 5 distilleries that were around at that time eventually conglomerated in the 1860s. That includes the Daly's Company, Watercourse Road, the Mall, the North Mall, and the Green. And it also includes the old Midleton Distillery, which is now where the Jameson brand is located and headquartered. But that is another story. And if you watch the Jameson video, you can kind of get some of the history of how all of the different Irish distilleries kind of joined together into one company. So, but the original whiskey that this comes from is the Map of Ireland whiskey, which is kind of where they still have this label, and it actually has a longer name. It's the Cork Distilleries Map of Irish Whiskey, which is very hard to sell, but they brought on Paddy Flaherty in 1882, and he was so good at selling this whiskey that and the way that he would sell it is not only talking to everybody and anybody that would come into a pub, but he would also offer free rounds. But it became so synonymous with him that when these publicans, the people that ran all of these different pubs in Ireland, would ask for refills of those casks, they would ask for Paddy's whiskey. And so in 1912, to honor him, shortly after his retirement, they actually changed the name. And obviously it made it a lot easier to say. It was just Paddy's Irish Whiskey as opposed to Map of Ireland. And so it has been known since then as that. Now, it actually was Paddy Irish Whiskey up until, I believe, when Sazerac bought it. And then they added the S on the end of it to make it a little bit more possessive for Sazerac, I guess. So this is triple blend, similar to what's coming out of Tullamore DEW. It is a mix of both pot still and malt, which we believe the malt is coming from Bushmills. The pot still and the grain would be coming from Jameson or the Midleton Distillery. So claimed to be a high malt blend, but it's still very distinctively Irish. Still a lot of vanilla, but you get some hay, maybe a little green apple. Very light. It's subtly sweet. It's not overly sweet, but you get a little bit of vanilla, and it is very short finish, limited complexity, but not really a lot of bitterness. Dry woody note, but still very light and inoffensive. And for anywhere from, I think, as low as $15, $17 up to just a little over $20. Very cheap. You should be able to find this pretty much anywhere. and it is a fairly quality whiskey just because it is coming from the same places as Jameson. You just have a solid quality product, and it's going to taste somewhat similar, but with that malt, it does give it a little bit more of that vanilla sweetness, I think. Thank you again for watching another episode of the Barley Lads. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Slàinte.